And we are live. Hello, everybody watching at home. It's me, Joker Fett, and tonight I am joined by Steve, aka Rabidhammer,
Hey everybody, what's up?
and Tony, aka DarthPhoenix619.
Good evening, good morning, wherever you're at in the world.
Yeah. Good evening if you're in the United States, or good afternoon if you're in Australia.
Australia?
Yeah,
Yep. Maybe good morning in the UK?
Yeah, I think they're like 8 hours ahead or something.
8 hours ahead? Oh, so it's still pretty early over there then. Like 5 in the morning.
So, for the early birds of you guys out in the UK.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we are, once again, with another spontaneous live show. And we're here to cover all the geeky news, or at least as much geeky news as we possibly can fit into one live show, for all the stuff that has happened over this past week. And it's actually quite a bit of stuff, surprisingly. Like, I didn't really realize how much news happened until I actually looked it up and found the articles. And so first off, I thought that we should probably start with what's becoming kind of a reoccurring favorite here on the show, that being Guardians of the Galaxy.
There you go.
So this past week, and then now, since yesterday, Friday, Guardians of the Galaxy has become both the highest grossing movie of the year so far, and B, one of the, gosh, how do I phrase this? It's kept its #1 spot for an extraordinarily high amount of weeks now.
Yeah, it has staying power.
Yeah, staying power, exactly. So, what do you guys think about this? It's pretty crazy. As the article I saw actually said that the two times that that a movie has lasted at the #1 spot at the box office this long in the past decade has been both, I believe it said, The Dark Knight and Avatar. So what do you guys think?
Well, I think that is just well deserved and not surprised, and yeah, just not surprised at all. And again, as I mentioned last time, when me and my buddy went to see it, we were probably some of the youngest people in there, and everyone else seemed to be at least 40 or older, and they were loving it. And I'd never really seen anything like that with a Marvel movie. Avengers was a great experience, of course, but yeah, Guardians and the soundtrack, and none of it just seems to really get old. It's just like one of those songs you can just listen on repeat forever and not get sick of it. And that's just how Marvel does it.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's great news. It's good to see something new. You know, not a sequel, not a reboot, but something brand new. Have this much staying power and make so much money. And you know, some people worried about Guardians of the Galaxy not succeeding. It's not such a hot property for Marvel or in general. So it's great to just see it succeed, and it's awesome. And I know that, I'm not sure if it's already hit all the world markets. I know it hadn't a couple weeks ago, still hadn't hit Japan or China. So it's still going strong. And yeah, that soundtrack, and it's just a great movie that many people of all ages, all kinds of people can enjoy. And it's great to hear. I know that, especially since no knock against Transformers, but for it to beat Transformers and be the #1 movie of the year, that's great to hear. So I'm excited for the film. I'm excited for the sequel. I'm excited to see, now that they've had so much success, what other companies are going to try to do. Other weird teams. Now that they're seeing that such a movie with a raccoon in a tree can be so popular, what other offbeat characters are we going to get to see in the future now because of this movie's success. So it's great to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think it's encouraging to see a smart summer action movie, like just be so hugely, really unexpectedly successful like this. I mean, definitely I would take Guardians of the Galaxy any day over a Bayformer movie. So yeah, I hope that this sends a message to these Hollywood executives that it does count to make a movie good and not just have a bunch of explosions in it. So that's what and I actually have the articles pulled up now so I can give the exact figures to you guys out there that are into statistics and all that. So let's see. First off, the domestic box office of Guardians of the Galaxy is now at $262.1 million, and that is just domestic. That's not even including how much money it's made worldwide. And I have a correction to make on what I said earlier. This is actually the fourth movie to stay in the #1 spot at the box office this long in the past decade. I already mentioned The Dark Knight and Avatar, but also the first Hunger Games movie have also stayed at #1 spot this long. So it's pretty esteemed company, no matter what our personal opinions may be on the movies. They're generally well-liked movies.
Yeah, more than likely, we were saying beforehand that Mockingjay may be the only one that tops it this year. I don't know if The Hobbit will. It might, since it's the last film in the trilogy. But I think Guardians has a good chance of being #1 overall, though.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I can't really say with such big confidence that Guardians will beat Mockingjay Part 1, I believe it is, because they're splitting up the last one into 2 books. Seems to be a trend nowadays, but anyways, let's split it up in parts. But because that's just Guardians was so unexpectedly a hit, but everybody expects Mockingjay to be a hit because it's huge, wildly popular amongst young adults, shall we say. So yeah, not sure if it will beat that, but I think it has a fighting chance. The Hobbit, on the other hand, I'm not quite sure will be able to top Guardians. It just doesn't seem like it has as much momentum behind it as Guardians does.
I don't think the last two did as well as they could have, if I'm not mistaken. Especially was it the first one or the second one? One of them didn't do very well. I mean, it made money, but not as much as people expected it to do.
Probably the first one, I think. I know the second one, did have more action, which was what people wanted.
Yeah.
But, when you got a movie split into 3 different pieces, that's the way they paced it. But, I don't know, I got kind of tired of all that. I was, done with it when Lord of the Rings was done. And, I haven't seen any of the last Hobbits in the theaters.
No.
Yeah. No. So, I mean, I've watched them once they were, either on the internet or on demand. And, they were good, but I'm usually pretty glad that I didn't pay for it.
Yeah, I didn't see them either in theaters. I may see the last one only because, it's supposed to be the big battle of the 5 armies and whatnot. Yeah. So that might be kind of cool to see on the big screen. But I didn't go see the other ones. I mean, Lord of the Rings, that was out that first day when the trilogy for each of the 3 films. But with this one, yeah, I've just kind of waited. I bought it, and then I've watched it. I mean, I enjoyed the films. I knew I was going to like them, but I was just in no rush to go see them in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about you, Logan?
Yeah, I mean, I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Personally, I think it's the most epic story ever put to the cinema. Even topping the original trilogy of Star Wars. Blasphemy. But,
me.
yes. So, I love the Lord of the Rings. With that being said, I was happy that Peter Jackson was coming back for The Hobbit because for a while there was rumors that Guillermo del Toro was going to direct The Hobbit, which would be just weird. I just
Yeah.
his style I do not see like existing in the same universe as Peter Jackson's. But yeah, with the first Hobbit movie, I was really entertained by it, surprisingly so. But with the second one, I was actually really disappointed because a lot of it just felt like padding, to be honest. You know, it just felt like, oh, they're going to spend 20 minutes being chased by spiders because we need to fill out the runtime. So yeah, but I think it picked up a lot of steam when they got to the Lonely Mountain and Smaug, obviously. So yeah, so I'm excited. I'll still see it in the theaters, and I thought the trailer for The Hobbit was cool. It had the Pippin song from Return of the King, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what got me a little bit more excited about seeing it in theaters.
Yeah.
So we shall see. I'm waiting. I mean, that was a teaser trailer, right? And there hasn't been an official trailer yet, right?
Yeah, that was a teaser.
Yeah, it's only been a teaser so far. Yeah. So we'll see what the actual trailer is going to be like.
Yeah, yeah. So that was our little tangent there on The Hobbit. But so I guess
reminders about comments, just Jokerfit, just throwing them out there.
reminder. Well, okay.
About for comments, I don't know if you want to read comments off.
Oh yeah.
See who's saying
I
hi.
thought you said comics.
Oh no comment.
Oh, sorry.
There's some people on here who said hi, so.
All right. So yeah, let's check those comments. All right. So you guys at home, Sergeant Joe 45 says, "Sup guys? What's up, man?" Steezy Collector says, "Yo, yo, dog." That sounded really awkward coming out of my mouth. But, and the 101 Jenko says, "Hey, guy,"
There you go.
with a presumably a missing S at the end of that guy. So, but continuing on the 101 with the 101 Jenko, in response to our little talk about The Hobbit, says that honestly, I was disappointed with the 2 Hobbit movies, but love the 3 Lord of the Rings movies. I don't think you're alone in that boat.
Yep.
A lot of people, a lot of people are split. There's like some people that love Lord of the Rings and also love The Hobbit, and some people really love Lord of the Rings and really don't care about The Hobbit. Yeah.
Sounds familiar. OT prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I will say, sorry.
Shades of that.
Go ahead, Steve.
I just said there are shades of that going on.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say though that I think that so far the first 2 Hobbit movies have been better than the first 2 prequel Star Wars. I think particularly it's just Attack of the Clones that kind of lowers my opinion of the prequels. But, yeah. So, anyway, where was I? Let me look at my articles again.
New story. I just remembered one story. I don't know if you're going to have it on your agenda today, but we'll see if you get to it.
Okay. All right. So, well, anyway, continuing, because we did start off talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, and then we kind of springboarded into the other anticipated movies of this year. Continuing on with the Marvel thing, first off, recently the co-directors of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, because there were 2, and what are their names again? Joe Russo, and then there was another person. Anyway, Joe Russo. He actually revealed in interviews, because I guess they're making the press circuit to hype up the video release of The Winter Soldier, that both, well, first off, the first thing they said is that there was a planned sequence with Hawkeye in the film, but it got cut before they went into production, because that was actually something I was thinking about, like, just in retrospect on The Winter Soldier, that Hawkeye is an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., yet he is not mentioned at all with the whole Hydra S.H.I.E.L.D. thing. So, you guys pick up on that as well?
Now that you mention it, I didn't really think about it, but yeah, now it does kind of feel like kind of a gap that he should have been mentioned at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that they're gonna mention, like, they're gonna explain it in Avengers 2. Like, I'm sure Sam Jackson's gonna be like, "Oh, I had Hawkeye on the special assignment." Um,
Yeah, they'll
but
rationalize it.
yeah, so there is actually, he describes in detail what the sequence was going to be. Would you guys like for me to read out loud what that is?
Yeah, I don't even know
Sure.
what the sequence was. I heard about it.
All right, so this is actually an excerpt from the audio commentary that's going to be on the Winter Soldier. So he says, what it was going to be, we were trying to complicate the relationship between Cap and his S.H.I.E.L.D. agent friends. If Hawkeye got a call from S.H.I.E.L.D. saying Captain America is a fugitive, would he listen to that call or not listen to that call? That sequence actually was heartbreaking for us to cut it. I think it ultimately might have been a conflict with Renner's schedule. But there was a great sequence where Hawkeye was chasing Cap through Washington, D.C. There was an awesome sequence where they confronted each other in a ravine on the outskirts of D.C., and Hawkeye was shooting a series of arrows closing in on Cap, Cap closing in on him, and then Cap took him down, and he realized for the first time that Hawkeye was trying to trick S.H.I.E.L.D., where he whispered something into Cap's ear that Cap had a tracker on his suit, and to punch Hawkeye to make it look real because there was a Quinjet hovering above where they were watching the feedback back at S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters. So it was a cool sequence, but look, there's a million iterations of films, and especially when dealing with Marvel movies where characters can come in or come out during the creative process. And you keep working and working like a Rubik's Cube till you find the right configuration where everything lines up. So even though we lost that sequence, I think we may have streamlined the movie and made it a little bit more propulsive.
Sounds like a great idea. I like what they could have. I mean, the sequence sounds really cool. I can totally picture that in my head right now, and but I can understand what they mean by cutting it out and whatnot, and but I definitely feel that Hawkeye definitely deserves some more screen time. Hopefully, in the next Captain America. I do remember reading this week how Robert Downey Jr. had said that they need a solo movie. Him, Scarlett Johansson, a new Hulk movie, and I think I know Jerry Maren's not the biggest star, but I think that if they did do a solo Hawkeye movie, I think it would do well. Maybe not as huge as some of the other films, but it wouldn't have to be big budget for the most part. I mean, he shoots arrows.
Yeah.
But they would probably have to have some Black Widow in the movie and maybe bring in some other hero or whatnot, like what they did with the Winter Soldier. But I definitely feel that Hawkeye definitely deserves some more screen time.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I love Hawkeye, and I think Renner is great at playing him. And yeah, just hearing that excerpt there, imagining it, it's too bad that didn't make the movie, because stuff like that's what fans want to see. Just more play between characters in between different movies.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, because since the Winter Soldier came out, or even before that, like, people have been clamoring for, give us a Black Widow movie. We want a female-led Marvel movie. And I think that just the perfect solution, just make a Black Widow Hawkeye team-up movie. I mean, just make it about the former S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, I guess now, the former S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. And,
Sort of like, kind of how I got the vibe in Winter Soldier with the whole banter between Widow and Rogers, and talking about dates and stuff while they're fighting, like that.
Yeah.
I want to see like a best buddy / romantic thing happen on screen with her and Hawkeye, and not Captain America. So, yeah, I think you're right on that, Logan, with the duo movie. Would do fantastic, and then even throw in some other characters that will be part of the story, hopefully, and lead into the next thing.
Yeah, I mean, bring back Coulson into the movies or something.
Yeah.
They have a lot of history in the comic books, Black Widow and Hawkeye. They've had that romance, and they just have a huge past together. So they could definitely explore that. And I think it was even brought up a bit in the Avengers. You know, so I don't know who they could bring in, but yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
think.
actually, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I just want to say one of the Easter eggs that I'd never noticed in Avengers, and I don't know if she wears it throughout Winter Soldier too, as well as Avengers, but Black Widow's wearing a necklace with an arrow on it.
Yeah, that I was actually just about to bring that up too, because I, like going back and after the movie came out, people were just analyzing the crap out of it.
Yeah.
And like they noticed, like they had a screenshot of her with the little arrow pendant
Yep.
necklace. So yeah, there's something between them. They hint at it very heavily in the Avengers
Mhm.
stuff, but it was a bit weird that he didn't even get a mention in Winter Soldier. But I'm sure it's going to get explained.
Yep.
So let's check comments real quick. We've gotten quite a lot of them. We're actually getting more viewers than we usually do at these evening stream trains. So, sorry, I'm going to skip a few comments here because they're talking about stuff from 10 minutes ago and stuff. So, more about the Black Widow thing. Anyway, Alejandro Gonzalez says a TV special for Black Widow and Hawkeye. Personally, I think that the actors wouldn't agree to be on a TV special.
No.
Yeah.
Unless it had a movie paycheck, then
Yeah.
you could turn it down.
Yeah, they wouldn't do it for a TV special, definitely not.
No.
Yeah. Let's see. Alejandro also suggests a miniseries could work. Maybe if it was on like HBO or something. I don't think cable probably do it. I don't think cable has the budget to do it.
No.
Mm-mm. I've heard some crazy statistics on what Games of Thrones spends, and
Yeah.
it's just it's a budget like that's never really been done before on TV. It's crazy, I guess.
And I mean, like, just to go off on a little tangent here, but I think that's also it really shows because I'm a fan of the Game of Thrones TV show, and really when you're watching it, it feels like you're watching a movie. It's hard to describe, but like like when you can definitely tell like even if you put a TV show in a movie theater, you're not going to fool anybody that it's a movie because just the way that the acting is.
Yeah.
And the way they shoot it, and obviously the effects aren't up to par.
Yeah.
But Game of Thrones, it feels movie quality, and I think that's part of the reason why it's so hugely successful.
Yeah. I've seen one episode. I definitely can see that whole movie quality behind it, and I definitely know that they're spending a lot of money. I'm not into it personally.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. It's too serious for me.
Yeah, definitely that show is a bit of a downer.
Yeah.
Characters get killed off like suddenly.
That's why I can't watch The Walking Dead either. It would depress me.
I just want to bring out here. I got my little Tyrion Lannister, Peter Dinklage, best character in the show, in my opinion.
They bring up the emotions. They make you feel the feels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I've not even seen one episode of Game of Thrones, but
oh man,
I will eventually, and I'm sure I'll like it. Just there's actually so many TV series I haven't started yet that I need to.
Yeah.
But
Definitely
Walking Dead is just something that I don't feel right if I fall behind on that one. I was just, I'm a zombie fan down to the core, so.
And like we mentioned before, like with Arrow, I mean, it takes time to invest in a TV series like that, and when you don't watch it from the start, it's really hard to, jump into it like third, fourth season or go back and watch it from the start because you just really have to find the time to do it. And if I had started watching Game of Thrones or Walking Dead from the start, maybe I would have been more into it now, you know. Like Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's one of the few shows I do keep up with because I started watching it from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, so it kept my interest. And if I hadn't and I had to go back and watch it from the start, now I'd probably be like, well, hopefully I'll find some time to do that. But
Right.
you know, yeah.
I definitely see where you're coming from with that, Tony, because I hopped on the Game of Thrones train, so to speak, on season 2. That's when I got into it, and then I went back and watched season 1 because, like, jumping into season 2, I was like, who the hell are these tens of characters, these like 30 different plot lines I have to keep up with?
Yeah.
Each season's only 10 episodes, so it isn't too bad.
Oh, okay.
But because honestly, confession, I've never watched Breaking Bad in my life, and everybody says like, yeah, everybody says like, oh, Breaking Bad, like they worship at the altar of Breaking Bad, but it's just like, there's like 5 seasons of 20 episodes, and it's daunting to like catch up on it, you know?
Yeah.
It's discouraging.
When you have kids, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
My 3-year-old let me watch anything. And my wife and I are excited because we get to watch a movie later on today. But it does take a lot of time, and there's people who've been like watching those series from the start, and they look like great shows, and they probably are great shows. But you do have to invest a lot of time in watching them.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yep.
Were you gonna say something, Steve?
I actually have not seen Breaking Bad yet either, but it's on the list, and always suggested to me.
So let's go back to the comments real quick because these comments are just coming in like nobody's business. Let's see. Alejandro Gonzalez asks if anyone is collecting the Game of Thrones figures. Well, since I'm the only one that actually watches Game of Thrones here, I guess I'm the only one that can really answer the question. And the answer is I picked up a couple of them. Obviously Tyrion, because I just showed him off here. But to be honest, I'm not super in love with these figures. They're very nice looking, but the likenesses aren't super great. They don't really look too awesome in terms of liking, but the paintwork and the sculpt is great everywhere else. But also the articulation isn't really there, and they feel a bit brittle. So
who's the toy company that does them?
I think it's Funko.
Funko.
Okay.
I always say Funko. It makes it sound like it stinks or something. Funko.
Was that Funko? Was that the Walgreens exclusive one? The Tyrus, or however you pronounce that? Tyrion. What is it?
Yeah.
Tyrion. Was he the Walgreens exclusive?
I believe initially when these were released, they were exclusive to Barnes & Noble.
Oh, okay.
But after like a month, they were released online to a lot of retailers, and now they're actually really easy to find. Like on Amazon, they're $15 a piece. So it's not like, oh, I got to get them before they go out of stock or something. So they're not really hard to find. But
I've looked at them, quite a few times now in the stores, and they seem pretty cool. I think the best thing they have going for them is whenever the sculptor has to do armor and weapons, it is some of the best looking armor and weapons I've seen on a 6-inch figure.
Yeah.
And whether that inhibits some articulation or not, and that's always an issue, but yeah, I like the weathering effects, and the ones that don't have to really capture a human likeness are better than others, like the what do you call that?
White Walker?
White Walker, yeah.
Ice Zombie, pretty much.
I was even close to picking that up one time when I couldn't find anything else, because it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're a fan of zombies and monsters.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, continue on with the comments, because since we're on a bit more of a time limit tonight than we usually are, kind of want to get through a few articles. quick. But let's see. The 101 Janko says, great show, but he is off to bed. So see you, Zach, even though you're probably already tuned out. So, I think that's the only ones that touch on for now. But real quick, another article relating to Marvel. This is the last Marvel article that I have. Is actually recently a certain Oscar-winning actor, very famous for gangster movies. Anybody know who I'm talking about yet?
Oh yes, Al Pacino.
Yes. Al Pacino was recently said he was really, really impressed with Guardians of the Galaxy. And to go on to his exact quotes, he said, it was not something I would readily go to see, but my kids got me to go, and one has to draw the line at where prejudice starts and where it ends. But that was good stuff. I recognized the ingenious stuff they were doing, the invention, the attractiveness of the way they were performing it. It had Shakespearean feeling to it at times. I was caught up in the big screen, the great sound. And then the person that was interviewing him said if he'd be interested in appearing in a sequel to Guardians of the Galaxy or any Marvel movie. And he says that I would do anything that I could understand in terms of how I fit in it. That sentence doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And you know, of course, if I could fit in it, anything's possible. You know, I did Dick Tracy, and I got an Oscar nomination, so come on. I mean, what can I say?
Way to teach your own horn, Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
probably means that if for him to fit in, like, I guess his persona somehow, you know. But there's definitely someone in the Marvel universe that could definitely be played by Al Pacino for sure.
they can find somebody, you know, like, I mean, I looked at the example of Robert Redford in Captain America 2. Like, who would have thought Robert Redford being in a superhero movie, at least at this point in his career? But, you know, he played a great antagonist. I really loved him in that, and unexpectedly, because I'm not a huge Redford fan, and I've seen quite a few of his 70s classic movies. So,
Yeah, I think he played a great heel, as it were, in Captain America 2, and I hated him, which was, you know, he did his job.
what can you ask for from a villain besides, you know, hate him?
Right.
Yeah. He would be a great villain, that's for sure. I just can't think of anybody off the top of my head that he could portray. But like you said, someone like what Robert Redford, did just probably just come up with some random person and create for the movie and whatnot. He just
like whoever heard of Alexander Pierce?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, yeah.
So, yeah. So
For some reason, I think I can see Pacino pulling off makeup wise. Meaning, I think Jigsaw. I would just like to see him with Jigsaw makeup.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
He'd
be playing a gangster. It's not like he hasn't done it before.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He almost seems like he would be a good Batman villain because there's so many mobsters and gangsters in the Batman. He would be a good rogue for Batman. I could totally see him as in a Batman film as a villain, just all psychotic and crazy.
And his face is pointy enough. You can just put some white face paint on and he'd be a Joker.
Yeah, he would have been a good Two-Face, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit too old to play one of the big villains. Anyway.
Yeah.
We couldn't even we probably wouldn't take him as seriously as a threat. 76-year-old Al Pacino.
Yeah, maybe Batman Forever. He would have been a better choice than
But anyway, I guess on to DC news now. Finally.
Well, I had one Marvel.
Oh wait, you go ahead. Yeah.
I was thinking about this. I'm not sure if the images are real, but there was a teaser poster of the Avengers with a Vision on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I totally missed that. A
And
better picture of the Vision.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a real poster, but I see a lot more people post it now. And I just wanted to hear your thoughts on the Vision and what you guys think about that.
Well, I can't tell this from the picture, but it seems like a lot of people are getting the suspicion that Vision's going to be very, I think something to do with one of Tony's, what do you call that? Wow, I can't believe I'm blanking on, they do it in Star Wars all the time, the video, little camera message.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
Hologram.
Oh, hologram.
That he's going to be a hologram created by Tony Stark initially. I don't know where they're getting that.
I mean, it's the same actors playing Vision as played Jarvis.
Jarvis, that's
all the previous Iron Man movies. So I just think that they're going to make Jarvis Vision.
Mm-hmm.
In the picture, he doesn't look like a hologram, if I remember correctly. Were you able to find that, Logan? The picture?
Okay, I'm about to screen share it here.
Okay.
Sure.
And if I'm not mistaken, they stayed true to his actual image, the green, yellow, and red. I didn't think they would go with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
And the cape.
It's a little busier, but the colors are there.
Yeah. I was really shocked to see him with the colors and the cape itself, because Marvel. I mean, they are for the most part pretty true to the costumes in the actual comics, but Vision's totally out there. I thought they would really try to mainstream his look and give it more of a modern look, but they stayed true to the character.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I think Marvel Studios is a lot better with keeping the look of the characters than, say, Fox with their black leather X-Men.
Yeah.
So he looks surprisingly accurate. I mean, I'm just kind of at this point. I'm just hopeful we're going to get a Vision Marvel Legends movie figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he kind of does have some resemblance to. It's Paul Bettany, right?
Yeah, Paul Bettany.
There you go. And I kind of see some. I mean, little facial. The face kind of has some likeness to him. Mm-hmm. But so I wasn't sure if that was for real But it seems like it's the real thing.
It looks pretty legitimate to me. I mean,
yeah. I like Captain America's uniform too.
Yeah. So I guess if they think that if a cape can work with Thor, then why not Vision?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I like Cap's new suit, all except I don't like the A on the shoulders. I just like the stars on the shoulders.
Yeah.
That's just nitpicking, but.
And pretty much Iron Man is just a recolored Mark 42.
Yeah, the colors are just reversed. Everything that was red is gold, and etc.
Thank goodness, because the Mark 42 color scheme, I think, had a bit too much gold in it. It was just... There's a reason that Iron Man's primary color is red.
Right. Yeah.
Was Widow in that picture?
Gold should be
it doesn't look like she is. Or maybe that guy is covering
the guy, yeah.
Come on, guy. Yeah, he's in front of the Widow.
But there's Hawkeye.
There he is.
He's got a new outfit going on. No sleeveless outfit.
I got a question. Do you guys know what the actress playing Scarlet Witch, what she's done before?
Godzilla this past year.
Oh.
And she was in something else. I think she was going on like those teenage type movies, like Divergent or something. I could be wrong though.
Detergent.
One of those. Someone mentioned Maze Runner in the comments. I forgot who mentioned the trailer for that, but just one of those kind of young adult type.
One of those movies that when I see the trailer of, I just kind of fade out,
Yeah, me and my buddy were making fun of that Maze movie earlier, but that actress is just, I think, very attractive. I can't wait to see her in the movie.
Yeah, well,
what's her name?
Here's the hope.
I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, a cool-looking poster. Hopefully we get a high-res official release of it.
Soon. I would totally sport that in my media room.
Yeah.
Once it gets released, because I like it a lot more than the one that they released for San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
The one that they steadily released, the different characters. I dig that, especially with the Vision. It just looks so cool.
Yeah. New desktop wallpaper, but
Yeah.
the Hulk looks the same as always. Because what can you do with the Hulk really besides giving him a different haircut? But hey, look, the Avengers Tower in the background.
Yeah.
Different pair of pants for the Hulk.
Yeah, different color pants.
Different shade of purple, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Cool.
that. And I'm back.
All right.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Tony. I honestly, I saw the article earlier, but I totally blanked on it when I came
No
to look
problem.
at stuff. So I guess with that finishes our Marvel news segment. On to DC news, and I'll just go straight to the biggest DC news from this week. It was confirmed that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be playing a role in an upcoming DC. I guess we're calling it a DC Cinematic Universe now. DC Cinematic Universe film, and that is. I'll go ahead and screen share it because I have a flair for the dramatic. There's this tweet. Kneel at his feet or get crushed by his boot. My honor to become hashtag Black Adam, hashtag the anti-hero, hashtag DC Comics.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about that?
This will probably be the first movie that I really want to, I'm gonna see The Rock in a movie and care about.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. I don't know if right away that'll kind of make me appreciate him more, because I am a wrestling fan, but never really cared for his movies. But yeah, I think visually, they're gonna make him look great and look just like he probably should be. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean,
Yeah, my only kind of qualm with this is just, well, first off, I don't think any of the DC casting so far has really got me excited, to be honest. Even like from Ben Affleck Batman to Gal Gadot Wonder Woman to Jason Momoa Aquaman. But the thing with this is that I always see Dwayne Johnson more as like a, I don't know, as a good guy, I guess. He hasn't really played a villain that I can think of, except for maybe the Scorpion King in the Mummy movie.
That's it.
So yeah, I mean, it's just it's gonna take some convincing for me to see him as the bad guy, because he always comes off as a charming guy. I mean, even if the movies he's in aren't that good, he's always a charming character, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like Dwayne Johnson. I liked him as a wrestler, and I have enjoyed some of his movies. The Rundown's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie, but I see what you're saying, Logan. He just has that charm about him that it's going to be hard to see him as a villain. There was a rumor that he may be Captain Marvel, Shazam, whatever you want to call him, and I was thinking that's not a good fit. So once I found out he was Black Adam, I was like, oh, that works out a lot. That definitely I can see that happening. So it'll be interesting to see who gets cast now, or if it's already been cast once it's announced, for the hero in the film, Captain Marvel or whatever they decide to call him.
I guess Shazam.
Shazam, So whoever it'll be interesting to see who they cast for Shazam, because to me it seems like it has to be someone as, big and buff and, as Dwayne Johnson himself, And
then who's going to play the young Billy Batson?
Exactly, too. There you go. So I'm excited for it. I think I was more excited about that news than what I've heard recently for Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
So
this is the movie that's going to be coming after it, I guess.
Yeah.
Which actually kind of. Well, Steve, did you have something to say about this one?
Oh no, go on.
Okay. Well, and with that kind of segues into my next article, which I have to share here, about, I guess, what's pretty much going to be confirmed, at this point, confirmed future DC Cinematic Universe movies. And it still feels weird to say DC Cinematic Universe. It's just never existed. But DC has registered 4 website domain names for what can no doubt be future. I mean, it says in the names. I'm just going to read them off. So, the first domain name that they registered, JusticeLeagueFilm.com,
Okay.
which is a kind of a given. I think everybody
Yeah.
knew that they were going to do Justice League at this point.
Yep.
The second one, which obviously we already discussed, ShazamMovie.com.
Mm.
And then these next two are the interesting ones here. I'm going to save them. Was probably the most interesting one for last. Aquamanmovie.com.
Okay.
That's going to take some marketing there to convince people to take Aquaman seriously. And then what I think is probably the biggest surprise on this, since it's really the first. Yeah, it's the first big female superhero movie that I can really think of. Wonder Woman, themovie.com.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Personally,
That's
though,
awesome.
yeah, I'm glad that they're making a Wonder Woman movie finally, but I'm going to save my excitement until I see how Gal Gadot does as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's the thing about that one. Go ahead, Chris. Oh, Steve. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I think out of even Affleck, out of all the casting, I'm not sold on Gale as Wonder Woman. I don't know. I have to see it in action, but that's just yeah. I'm very curious to see how that's gonna play out.
Yeah, with Gal Gadot, I'm with you guys. I mean, I like with the uniform, the costume. I like the way she looks. But I mean, I'm excited they're finally going to do some sort of female-led movie. They haven't announced a year, right, for Wonder Woman when that possibly
No
will come
years.
out? Yeah.
We don't even really have an official confirmation yet, besides this
The
registered.
website. No. And as for Aquaman, I mean, yeah, Aquaman's not taken seriously, but if they do it right, he has that whole underwater, advantage where,
Yeah.
we'll get to see a film in Atlantis. We hopefully get some really cool ocean type action sequences or whatnot. And I do like his antagonist, Black Manta. So the Black Manta. So he's a really cool villain in my opinion. So but then again, I'm not a big fan of Jason. Is that his name? Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again, bringing back Game of Thrones into this.
Yeah.
That's pretty much his most famous role up to this point.
Yeah, so I didn't even know he was in that. So
yeah.
But
along with the 50 other superheroes that are going to be in Superman, Batman.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, they're really taking a gamble because if the character, I mean, if the movie, well, for whatever reason, it won't bomb, but if people don't, it doesn't have a good reception, people don't like the film or don't like the actors playing the characters, what's DC going to do? Are they going to recast? Or are they going to just let these projects go? With the Avengers, Marvel, they did it the right way. They got us to like the characters. They got us to like the actors who portray the characters. So, and then we got the Avengers. And DC's, going at it backwards. It's like, you're going to give us this film with all these characters and then give them solo film projects in the future. And what if we don't like them? What if, we hate Ben Affleck as Batman? Then what, DC? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
So it's a risky move.
Yeah. I mean, I think that definitely what I'm guessing, and this is just all, just throwing it out there, that I guess if, like, Wonder Woman or Shazam or Aquaman, if their solo movies don't do so good, then we'll probably see, like, what Marvel did with The Incredible Hulk, and just have, okay, that's their one standalone movie. We'll see them when they have a teen movie. Besides that, forget they exist. So, poor Hulk.
I'm sure they have a B or C plan that they hope not have to do, but yeah, if they get into any recasting situations, that's just bad for business. Because you can't attach to that character and really feel like that. With Marvel now, you can definitely say that Tony is Iron Man and etc. And they're switching everybody up per movie. It just won't be any good.
Yeah.
But still can't believe Ben Affleck is going to be Batman, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to play that in my head and picture it and hear it, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, I mean, the pictures that they've released of him in costume, he looks good in the suit.
I love the
But,
suit.
yeah, but I don't know how, like, acting-wise. Because I've
Right.
never been a huge Ben Affleck fan, even, like, excluding Daredevil, the fact that he's already played a superhero. Like,
Yeah.
but I have liked some of this. I think that he works better as a director, personally.
Yeah.
Like, I saw the movie Argo that he directed and starred in, and I like that. So I'm sure that part of his deal is at some point in the line to direct a solo Batman movie and star in it. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a horrible actor, that's for sure.
He's pretty good with comedy too. Like it was one of his first roles, and he was a nobody at the time. But I love him in Mallrats. He plays such a douchebag.
yeah, Kevin
Yeah.
what was that one where he played like an angel?
Oh,
I saw
Dogma.
that. Yeah, Dogma. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that a while back. I was just like,
He's-
I did not expect this movie to be like.
Yeah. He's good in that stuff. But
Yeah. He does good on Saturday Night Live. too.
Yeah.
That's true.
When he's on SNL, he's pretty funny.
yeah. So again, but that doesn't help us with Batman at all.
Yeah.
Especially if one of the conversations we had last time with the whole no humor at all thing going on.
Oh, yeah.
That's just that'll be weird.
And actually, speaking of Batman, another segue into another one of my articles here is actually some DC small screen casting announcements. And it's actually kind of a really big character in the DC universe is coming to Arrow, and that is that Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, however you want to pronounce it, is going to be in the next season of Arrow. So I guess that means that he won't be in a future Batman movie. And I'm guessing it's probably because he was already in the Nolan Batman movies, so they don't really want to reuse him. So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, no, there's no way we can use him again. But I think what's his face is a good actor. His name's escaping me.
What, like Liam Neeson from Dark Knight, or
Yeah. Neeson.
Is he reprising the role?
no?
No, okay.
Okay.
That would actually be really awesome if Liam Neeson.
I'm gonna say that probably wouldn't be in his interest either for TV.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, he's not gotten to that point in his career where he's just going to resign to TV.
No.
It's actually, I'm just going to screen share this guy because, if I just say the name, people are going to be like, who? So, here he is. He was in last year, Riddick. He's this guy. I think his name's like Matt Noble. Matt Nable, something like that. Let's see. Matt Nable. So that's a picture of him from Riddick. He's familiar at all to you?
No.
No, I've never seen him before.
I actually saw Riddick last year, so that's the only thing I know him from. But I don't know, just imagine like a little Fu Manchu on him. Yeah.
Besides Ra's al Ghul, and I know Deathstroke and Vertigo have been in Arrow, right? Is there any other big baddies that have been in Arrow?
Deadshot, he's been in Arrow.
Oh, Deadshot, okay.
And there was actually an entire episode last season that was just about the Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
So
that's pretty big news then, right? This that they have Ra's al Ghul on there.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. Deathstroke and Ra's are probably. I guess I'd consider them on like the same level of popularity. But yeah, he's a pretty major character, especially because of the Dark Knight movies.
Yeah.
To know that he's going to be on a TV show now, I think it really shows how Arrow's kind of upping the ante when it comes to comic bookiness. Yeah. Also, the Huntress has been on Arrow.
Yeah, I remember seeing the Huntress, not in costume though. And then I noticed, or I read also that they're going to have possibly I forget her name on the show. Katie Cassidy, Laura.
Yeah, Laurel.
That she may be Black Canary or may take on the mantle of Black Canary or something like that.
Yeah. Gosh, I forget.
I think it's Laurel.
Yeah, her first name's Laurel, and I forget what her last name is. But yes, I don't know. She's like, because the way it is now, her sister is in the show.
Mm-hmm.
She has the mantle right now, so I don't know if it's going to get passed
okay.
on. Whatever's going to happen with that. But yeah, I've heard rumors like that as well.
Just seems like the show's getting a lot of attention right now, which is great. I mean, like you said, they're now that the Arrow's gaining a lot more popularity. It's good that they're finally, getting some big name characters on there, and with the Flash spinoff happening too. The Flash spinoff looks pretty good to me, at least. It seems like it's going to be a little bit better than Arrow. I mean, I could be wrong. It seems like it's just more tied into the comics because the Flash is a very unrealistic hero. Super speed or whatnot. Arrow, they really aim towards that realistic take on Arrow. So, but it's good. I mean, that's great that they finally got someone like Rachel Gould on the show. So
yeah, it looks like the Flash is going to have a bit more fun than Arrow. I mean, because like in at least in the show, Oliver Queen is very serious, very Batman-like character.
Yeah.
But with the Flash, they get to have fun.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for my DC news corner here. So I guess on to the collecting corner of our show. Yeah, this is actually kind of like the first time we've really talked about collecting as an article on the show. But this past week, Lego officially became the biggest toy company ever.
Woo woo! Go Lego!
Wow.
So, so for the first half of 2014, Lego surpassed Mattel in sales revenue for the first time ever, effectively making the company the biggest toy manufacturer on the planet. In 2013, Lego passed former number 2 toy company Hasbro. So, dang, pretty big, monumental news.
Yeah, well, Lego does it right. That's the thing about Lego. Lego knows how to, make their customers happy, for the most part. I mean, I'm glad to hear that. That's great news for Lego.
Yeah, and I mean, also, I think a good bit of this is that they kind of have consolidated the licenses. I mean, like, they have both the license to Marvel and DC, which, in any other form of media would be just totally unthinkable.
I'll be right back real quick, guys.
All right. And Lego also, they have the video games as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure help their sales. I actually have one right here. There we go. Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Fantastic game.
Yeah.
And they just had the Lego movie. So
yeah, the Lego movie.
Of course. And then you have the television shows. They just, I mean, like I said, what's that? Ninjago.
Yeah.
They have the Legends of Chima. They have the Yoda Chronicles, which I don't like very much myself. But, I mean, they definitely know how to appeal to their customer, for whatever age. I mean, as Star Wars fans, I collect Lego, as most people know. And, we got a Darth Revan recently, Lego minifigure. Revan. I mean, Hasbro won't even release the one that we released, the one they did back in 2007, and they've given us Pong Krell and other characters that we haven't seen in 3 3/4 inch form. And like you said, they have Marvel, they have DC. They got the tie-ins, they got the Ninja Turtles now, and the movie Ninja Turtle sets, and the various price ranges. You can buy a little minifigure for $3 or buy a huge set for $500. So, I mean, they just, and the Simpsons recently too, which were very popular, little Simpsons minifigures. So, I got to give it to Lego. They know how to market. I mean, they definitely know how to appeal to their audience.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not, tuned into the Lego collecting circle, so you're gonna have to help me out there. But like, they have that system where like fans can submit ideas for sets
Yes.
and then vote on
Yeah.
it, and then the one that gets the most votes is going to get made.
Yeah, it's Lego. I think they just changed the name recently. It was called Lego Kuso, and I think they changed it to a different thing. But yeah, I mean the Ghostbusters set, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
they had a recent Back to the Future one with the DeLorean. Like those were fan projects that were, got a lot of votes and were done by Lego. So yeah, I mean they give people the chance to create something, and yeah, I think that's awesome. It's another way that they appeal to their customers. So yeah, I love Lego.
Making the fans feel like they're important.
Yes,
Pretty much,
exactly. Giving us what they want.
Which is something that Hasbro and Mattel have absolutely totally failed at, in my opinion.
Well, they have. I mean, Hasbro doesn't listen to us no matter what. It's I would just I was recently thinking just it with the X-Men Marvel Universe, Marvel or Avengers Infinite now. Like, how cool would it be if they came out with like a Toys R Us exclusive, like 6-7 pack of? Because I just saw the recent Funko X-Men figures. I don't know if you've seen these, Logan. They're the '90s X-Men. It's Storm, Colossus, Cyclops. They have their Jim Lee outfits, and these are supposed to be released in November. And it's Magneto, Colossus, Cyclops. I can't remember.
Are they like the little figurines with the big heads?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of those, but I thought they looked so cool that I'll probably end up getting them anyway. Being such an X-Men fan, like I know you'll like them too, Logan. But I was thinking, how badass would it be if Hasbro did something like that? Just release like an exclusive, like just a Jim Lee gold team or blue team. They can just do a repacks of like some of the figures they've done and some of the outfits we haven't gotten yet. I know we're getting Bishop and Beast later on, but that would be so cool. But there's no way they would do it because they don't listen to us.
Exactly.
They don't listen to,
I mean, like for how many years now have fans been craving, like just give us the Jim Lee versions of the X-Men. We don't care about any other version of the X-Men. Just give us Jim Lee 90s.
Yeah, I want my Jim Lee Storm.
Yeah, it's like, no, we'll give you the Marvel Now appearance.
That's they don't care at all. I think they release what's easiest. It's always they always have this divine plan that no matter. I don't doubt that they're not listening to the fans. I bet they are, but they're not doing anything about it because they have their plan A, and they don't break from it. And
they try to find the loophole in the fan request. Like, oh, you want Jubilee, but you didn't. We'll give you a modern Jubilee.
Right. We'll give you the one that involves us not sculpting anything new except the head sculpt. But you would think big money makers like a team like team packs like that would be a no-brainer, but we don't. The only times we get cool stuff, it's not consistent. So you can't bet your money on Hasbro and like hug it at night and cuddle Hasbro like you can some other companies because you just can't trust them, and especially with the money going up and the quality not getting not where it should be. Hasbro.
I don't get it either. It seems like when they cut corners, it seems to me that cutting corners leads to them just losing more money. I mean, I see these exclusives like the X-Men Marvel 6-inch with the classic team.
Yeah.
Not that bad of an idea, but they're not the greatest looking figures, and they just peg warm. I go to Toys R Us and I see those sets sitting there, and they're $90 and whatnot. And I'm like, I bet you if they had been the '90s version of the X-Men, I would have picked them up. I'm not a Legends collector, but I would have picked them up because I just, it's just there's a lot of people who love that team. That's what they grew up on, and it seems like they don't get it. They don't. People who grew up on that classic uniform team are probably in their 60s or something. So those people are like 60 or 70 now. They kind of appeal to us. Most collectors are around our age, so you would think they would try to, but I don't know. It's like Playmates. Playmates does it right because they're trying to really get the new audience and then some of the older people, appeal to them, getting some new takes on older characters. But Hasbro, yeah, they just I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know.
Yeah. We could that could be the entire show is just us
They could
talking about all the reasons that Hasbro has failed us. But
Yep.
yeah, so which actually is kind of convenient because it goes on to another reason another article that I have that is kind of a reason, kind of something that Hasbro failed on, and that is what you guys may have seen on JediTempleArchives.com. They posted a link to this auction of I guess, what is it, a sample? I guess Hasbro made these samples of what was originally going to be the new Build-A-Droid Star Wars Legacy Collection. And then, obviously, like a lot of the figures got pushed into the Black Series because they deemed that Build-A-Figure or Build-A-Droids would be too cost ineffective for them. But, yeah, so these factory samples are out there, and I guess I'll go ahead and screen share them here.
Yeah, it's all based around budget. What is easiest and spend the least amount, like the least path of least resistance for them. And I understand they're just an American toy company, but these are so much more than just toys. There's so many people. These are replicas that we take care of, and they it just goes back to that import thing. Is just they just seem to care about their fans a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. I think personal opinion, this looks so much better than the Black Series packaging.
I bought that line.
The Amazon exclusive.
Once it went down to about $28, I said, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta get it because I love TIE pilots, I love troopers, I love droids, I love creatures, and that's what the whole line is. So, and I love the card back. I don't hate the new Black Series packaging. Is it a TIE pilot? Is that the shape, or is it?
Yeah, I think that's what starting with the next wave. That's what they're all.
The TIE pilot.
That's better.
It is better. But things like what you're showing us right now, Logan, people want that because there's a lot of people who are mid-on-card collectors, so they're more likely to buy something like that because at least you get the image of the character there on the side.
Yeah.
That looks really cool, and I think in trying to save some money, because I know that costs money to get something like an image of that on the card. I think Hasbro did lose
personalized. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hasbro's going to lose customers because other people want to keep them on card.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And here comes the scary part. So how much would you guess that these rare factory samples, one of a kind, are what the current bid is for them?
Oh, God, that's what I was just thinking. I'm going to say 1,000.
Each or for the whole wave?
The lot is the entire wave.
Oh, the lot? Oh, I'm going to say more than 1,000. I'm going to say probably about 5 or so right now.
Well, I mean, with that Rogue figure that sample that got released, that got to $1,000 pretty fast, and that's one figure. So I'm gonna guess it's probably near $3K.
So let's see, what is it actually?
Nearing.
Yeah,
let's get to 2.
Not too bad, but
how many days are left? 6 days.
6 days and 20 hours.
That's a full
They can go up really fast.
That's going to go up a lot. 14 bids? Yeah, that's going to go up quite.
Hey, at least you get free economy shipping.
Right.
So the Rogue, I saw a picture of that, Steve. Is that?
Yeah.
That's not being released? That was just a little prototype.
It's the one that's supposed to be released in the Wolverine line, right?
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be the running change for Emma Frost, and they just said no.
The Emma Frost figure that by itself is a pain in the ass to find.
Right. I had to pay 40 for mine, which apparently is now cheap because
Yeah.
she's going for around 80. But she has a nice figure. But the Rogue, I love Rogue. I'll take any Rogue,
Oh, yeah.
and it's a good-looking Rogue. And yeah, that sample came out, and people were
So bad.
crapping their pants. Like, wow.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, if I had to pick a figure that is most in need of a Marvel Legends redo, Rogue is like at the top of that list, especially Jim Lee Rogue.
Yeah.
I would love an updated version of that character design.
The Marvel Universe Jim Lee Rogue
Mm-hmm.
is amazing, and
Yeah, I love that
you
figure.
put that next to the original Toy Biz Rogue, and it is leaps and bounds. And the way Hasbro goes now is they have hit it out of the park with some of those 3 3/4 inch figs that were part of the old design team that had since been fired, but they still kept using his design and his molds for long after he's been fired. And now that they have used all that, and the future is that Beast and that Bishop with lower articulation, like that's where they are now without the old designer. But
Yeah.
yeah, they just blow up, that Rogue, that MU Rogue, just blow her up to 6 inch, and it would
She's
be
beautiful.
a hit.
Just give us a new '90s Rogue, Hasbro. Listen to us.
Yep.
Yeah, because that 3 3/4 one, she is fantastic, and it reminds me we were supposed to get Emma Frost in 3 3/4 inch form too, and
Yeah.
supposed to be part of a battle pack with Colossonaut and I think it was a Cyclops. I'm not quite sure, and we didn't get her. Who knows? Maybe down the line we will, but I was really excited about those battle packs that they were going to release, and we got the Rogue one, but it was unfortunate we didn't get the Emma Frost.
I was excited about those battle packs too, but that Valkyrie figure was part of the Thor battle pack, and she's just been released in the 4-inch Infinite line, so they could still make money off of us with Emma.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So they probably will.
We probably won't get her 90s version though.
Yeah.
Oh no. But
that's the one I grew up on.
I mean, I'm just a huge 3 3/4 inch Marvel collector. It's what brought me into collecting, and it makes me sick to my stomach to see those new figures. Like, everyone was excited because it's Jim Lee and all, but I don't like them. The only thing I like about the Beast and the Bishop is the head sculpt, and I think they only put money into their head sculpts these days.
Yeah.
And for them to cut down that much articulation, especially on someone like Beast, you're not going to be able to do anything with them.
It's unfortunate, yeah.
It scares me. But there's still a good handful of figures to come out using the old good bodies. I forget a lot of them, but they were all, the latest ones at SDCC. They still, crap. Yeah,
Can't think of any of myself. Yeah, just Bishop and Beast.
Yeah, there was a whole line that was still with the good body molds.
But a couple years from now, it's not going to be looking good.
No, not at all. It'll be all
or next year.
Yeah, which is, I remember I saw Shartimus Prime's interview with Dwight Stahl and some lady and some other guy, and like the lady basically behind the whole new MU thing. And I watch those interviews, and I get antsy in my seat in awkward uncomfortableness, because you're talking to these guys, and it's so easy to bring up so many things, but it's kind of like that George Lucas question. You're not going to sit there and argue in public with them.
Yeah.
So but
they'll ignore the questions.
Yeah, but their reactions were like, Shart's like, oh, who did this? And the girl's like, oh, me. I'm so glad everyone loves them. And it's like, wait a second. No one said that they loved them. And, you just signed your death warrant by saying that you had to do with that, because now I hate you. And, and it's going to be sad if I just stop collecting in that scale with Marvel, because I'm not a scale junkie. I love every scale. I love whatever I can afford. That's my kind of character I'll get. So,
Yeah.
um,
Personally, I'm not. I've been kind of sitting in this conversation now. I don't collect the Marvel 4-inch scale figures, but I do really like. You can probably see it up there. The Universe Masterworks.
yeah,
Like I found a couple of those Sentinels at Marshalls, like
Yep.
for $30 each. I was like, hell yes, I'm gonna get those because I love X-Men
Cool.
here as well. I think everybody here loves X-Men. If you don't love X-Men, then get out. But no, like the Sentinels, I love them, and
yeah.
I've got to say, the Sentinel's a really good figure, and it's kind of a shame that Galactus and the Sentinel were the only ones that they did with like the big universe figures. Because I would love, because I think you can fudge it and kind of fit them into a 6-inch collection.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
the Galactus is bigger than the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure,
yeah, exactly. It's
and
the
you know, I think has a better sculpt. The thing I like about the Build-A-Figure better is the head sculpt. They made the face look a little more like it was impressioned inside a mask, like he was really wearing that headpiece. Um, but Marvel Universe does have a few bigger figures in those exclusive packs with like the Giant Man, the Skrull Giant Man, the Goliath. Those are pretty big figures.
those were like several years ago, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're really expensive now.
Really expensive. I have the Sentinel because I did get them at Marshalls too, but I right
And the
now
classic paint scheme too.
yeah, I got the purple. But I can only dream right now of having Galactus and any of those other big MU guys because
They're
yeah,
pricey.
they're very pricey and
Yeah, I broke down and bought Galactus on eBay for not a terrible price. I don't even remember what the exact number was, but I remember not thinking it was terrible at the time because I just looked at it and just like this. I can genuinely say that this large Marvel Universe figure it's probably better than the Toy Biz version of the character.
right.
Let alone the size. And it's cool too that they always at least for the Sentinel and Galactus they come with one little figure,
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Galactus comes with Silver Surfer, which is they're kind of like essential characters to have with each other.
Right.
But and actually, somebody in the comments, Steezy Collector, says bring back the 16-inch Build-A-Figures from Marvel Legends. I would love that. Don't think it's gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen anymore.
I think Root is about our maximum height.
Just the economy.
Yeah.
So.
The good old days.
Hey,
All right, I gotta get going.
Yeah, that was the whole. What were we even talking about? The set with on eBay. That was actually my last article that I had. So
Okay.
if you're in the comments,
Get going.
comment something really quick. Say your final words. So yeah, it's been a good show and actually a very concise, to the point show.
I love it. We need to have an X-Men based show.
We do. We
At
really
least
do.
because we have a passion for the team. We got to do an X-Men show one of these days.
Yeah, we all love X-Men. Like we just need to talk about it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to find like a specific event that we can just use it as an excuse, like Days of Future Past Blu-ray release or something.
Yeah.
X-Men show. We all love them there. So yeah, good show. Only an hour and a half. I've been looking at the clock. So this is the shortest show thus far since I started doing them again. Yeah, pretty awesome. So thank you guys as always for being on here. Great conversation.
No problem.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Talked about a whole lot of stuff. Marvel, DC, Star Wars. Hit all the points.
Yep.
Thank you to you guys watching at home as always. You guys are part of the reason why we still do this, why we keep on going on. Sounded like a cheesy motivational speech. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching as always. Go down the line saying your catchphrases or whatever.
Yeah, this is Rabidhammer, and thanks everyone for listening. I'll see you.
All right. May the force be with you guys. We'll catch you next time.
All right. Thank you guys for watching as always. This is Joker Pet, signing out.